Hey guys, I'm Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring a best of 7 between Clan NoN and Clan Team Awesome Gamers, pardon me. Team Awesome Gamers and NoN are both clans from the EU server, very high level, Masters, Grandmasters is the like. BenCohen is our green Terran in the top north side of Vanny Research Station, and his opponent in the orange trunks would be Time, our Masters level Zerg. Both Masters level player. I don't think, I know Time was placed in this most current season. BenCohen not so much in this most current one, but he's very active. I looked through his game history. I saw that he's still playing games out the wazoo. I guess he just didn't want to be bothered with the ladder in and of itself, and that's fine. That's fine. I mean, once you get up to that skill level, sometimes it's great to take a break, and I know that I had to take a break just because of school and life finds a way of interrupting everything you want to do, especially whenever it comes to StarCraft. So you just kind of have to prioritize, and that's perfectly all right with me, especially. So Zerg versus Terran. We have the Battle of the Bulge right now, and it looks like a Barracks First coming down with a Refinery immediately thereafter. With the Barracks First, tells me it's probably going to be a Reaper opening more than a 1-1-1. Typically, you see that Refinery going down first if you're transitioning to a Barracks immediately afterwards. With the Refinery timing as it is, we'll have 50 gas once the first Barracks finishes, and you'll have plenty of gas to get out that first Reaper, which is great because Vanny Research Station has a lot of surface area for your Reaper to abuse, and that's pretty cool. Speaking of being cool, looks like a hatchery going down on the low ground for Time. Hatch first build at the 15 supply tells me that he's probably going to be throwing down a spawning pool pretty shortly thereafter. Probably not going to be, yeah, there it goes. The spawning pool still at the 15 supply. Very, very typical, very, very nice. I love this opening from Zerg because it just kind of, it sets you off to a very beautiful rhythm. If you're really good, you can have the spawning pool and the hatchery finishing pretty much right on top of each other, and you can have both of your queens popping out of this hatchery as well as the natural hatchery at exactly the same time. Then your larva injects are the same. You're always using your energy at the same time. It's just, it really sets you up for a really nice macro game. And it's the little things like that that really kind of separate Diamond from Masters. As you progress through the ranks, there's smaller and smaller jumps in skill that make a bigger and bigger difference. Reaper coming out, and with the second Reaper being produced, it looks like this Overlord is going to have absolutely no problem seeing anything that it wants to see. But look at that. He actually shies away before he actually gets in there, sees that there's any gas being taken. He did completely miss the Reaper, I believe, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I can't tell you how important it is that Ben keeps this Reaper alive. The form he's looking like, the transition that Terran likes to make with their Reapers after this first little skirmish is to slowly incorporate some more Hellions and then just get all-out map control. And in order to do that, you need your Reapers to be there. They provide a pretty decent meat shield. I mean, you look at the 60 health and you're like, oh, what do you mean a meat shield? Remember, these guys can heal, and they can provide a whole lot of longevity to your harassment with those Hellions, because Hellions really do, they take a lot of pot shots from those Zerglings anytime they get in the skirmish. And yeah, they trade very, very well, but eventually you can stop trading. And they allow those Hellions to be able to actually engage the Queen and really challenge the third. So very, very important for Ben to keep these alive, and he's doing a stand-up job with that. Also, Time, note that the second Queen did get out pretty much at the same time. We have the creep larva injects going down right on top of each other, but there's no creep spread to look like, and yeah, just basically a back and forth. Oof, real close. 16 health with that Reaper. Good defensive play by Ben to position his Queen up on the north side here, and we can see a third Reaper coming in and a reactor down with the factory immediately thereafter. So we're probably going to be seeing a lot of those Hellions coming out in just a couple of seconds. So yeah, Ben just doing a fantastic job keeping these alive. But I mean, if you look at the harvester count, 26 over 22, not bad at all. I think Time maybe lost one drone in all of this harassment. So yeah, he can afford to lose all those queens. He can afford to lose all those Zerglings. He cannot afford to lose any piece of his economy. So a very good prioritization here coming from Time. And really, Ben he's just harassing right now. He's not trying to lose or win the game. He's not trying to do any game-winning damage. He's just trying to buy time for these Hellions to come out. We can see that we've got 2 more on the production tab. And this is where the real battle is going to begin, because these queens will have to get off creep in order to get to that hatchery, and they're going to be very, very exposed to the combined force of the 4 or 6 Hellions that are going to be coming out, because we see 2 more on the production tab. Now we already have 3 pristine Reapers out on the field. I say pristine because they're healing up at a very, very fast rate. So super important for Ben to keep those alive. Mission accomplished. Now we're going to see if he's capable of doing enough damage to Time's third. And even if he can't do enough damage to the third, look at how much Time's committing to defense. He's got 3 queens out right now, 2 more on the production tab, 5 queens total. That's a lot. And he's going to be able to transition into some really nice creep spread, which is just absolutely perfect. But partially it's because Ben is being a little bit passive with his harassment. I mean, if he had been pecking away at this hatchery, he might have been able to keep these creep tumors in check. But as things are now, the creep has spread very, very far and wide. And it looks like defensive Evo chambers at the top. Some very nice positioning here from Time. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think this is enough to actually break down the front door, but I don't think that just 3 queens is enough to hold back this number of Hellions. And yeah, look at that. This queen absolutely getting torn to pieces. Oh, but Time baiting them into the meat grinder, and the Zerglings do engage another queen in the back, and it looks like one of them is going to go down. No, really nice transfuse here from Time. Look at that. Man, what a great play. He kept every single one of his queens alive, even a clutch transfuse at the end, another one, just 10 health. After that initial aggression, and he didn't take out any of the Reapers, but he definitely did some damage. He took down one of the Hellions completely, another one deep into the red. So definitely a great defense here from Time. And look at that, another transfuse, making these queens once again very healthy. Just 3 queens on the field, completely holding back this, numerically superior force. I mean, that's a lot of Hellions, that's a lot of Reapers. BenCohen was hoping to do more with more damage than that. And yeah, he did a little bit of damage to the hatchery, but he didn't kill any drones. He didn't really stunt the economy. 54/44 right now. Time is feeling pretty good. I mean, he definitely did a great job of holding that back. And while Ben does have a nice, he's got that nice harassment army out on the field right now, these guys are outdated. As soon as the Roach Warren's out on the field, these Hellions are completely useless, and it looks like Time is actually bypassing that to go straight to the Spire, but Ben doesn't know that. And even with the 1/1 coming out with the Baneling Nest, Time's going to be able to transition into a unit composition that completely hard counters those Hellions, as well as those Marines, what with this really, really good creep spread, which is afforded by that earlier investment from the Queen. So I really like Time's position right now. I definitely feel like he's... Yeah, I feel strongly that he's eked out a little bit of an advantage. I mean, obviously, Terran also has his third down, and those orbital commands will be able to keep up economically speaking, but I feel like Time has a tech advantage. He's got those Mutalisks out there, so I feel good. I feel good about where he is right now. And Ben's going to have to do a little bit of damage with some more harassment in order to justify his position, and this is exactly how he's going to be doing it. No combat shields just yet. Do we have it? Yeah, it's behind... It's right here. So it's behind the 1/1, and this is going to be hitting like a ton of bricks. 1/1 plus stem, which is already done, plus combat shields, which is going to be finishing in just a couple of seconds. The centrifugal hooks is well far away. We do have plenty of Banelings out here. Really, really great splits from Ben. Now he's going to have to keep it up, though. I mean, look at that. All of those Banelings detonating on the Marauder right there is just a devastating loss for Time. However, in the back of it, we do have plenty of queens that are going to be doing quite a lot of damage to these Marines and actually succeeding in pushing back Ben. Those Baneling hits were just not at all what Time needed in order to completely clutch this engagement. But notwithstanding, I mean, the fact that Time definitely had a really nice standing army has forced back Ben, but the secondary push seems to be a pretty impending one. We do have a bit of a hot pickup here with these medevacs. These guys will not be able to do too much damage. We do have a queen over here in the natural, just the Baneling Nest here, but plenty of very quick and speedy Zerglings. Good reaction here from Time, realizing that that's probably the most likely place that drop is going to be going. 7 Mutalisks on the production tab. Do we have any out on the field yet? No, we do not. So 7 Mutalisks going to be popping out. That's going to be some nice harassment potential. What sort of defense can we expect from Ben? Not much, not much. We have to keep an eye out for this drop going in here, but it looks like the Mutalisks are already in the area. Are there any Zerglings? Plenty of Zerglings. This drop is probably not long for the world. Where is the boost? It's still on cooldown. Looks like this is going to go down completely. Oh, yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame, because that's the sort of thing that Ben needs to do in order to get back into this game. But with 5 more Mutalisks on the production tab, there's not, that opportunity is going to be few and far between. He's going to need to actually make those drops count, because in order for him to get a drop in his enemy base, he's going to have to skirt completely around these Mutalisks moving in. from the south side of the main. Missile turret is not done just yet, but it looks like Ben is well positioned to deny this third. What sort of ground army can we expect from Time? Still just 1-1 Zerglings. And Baneling's centrifugal hook is now done, but it looks like the +1 is still well far away. Will Time be able to clean this up? Let's look at the engagement angles. Really nice connection this time with the Banelings, completely cleaning up the majority of the Marines on the left side. Still plenty of left on the north side. It just doesn't look like there's enough Banelings out there. And this is why plenty of Zerglings, plenty of Mutalisks still far afield. It looks like the 4th does go down, as well as the defending Queens. Going to clean up all of this creep spread, but at the same time, the Zerglings and the Mutalisks are camping the infrastructure back at home, so Ben's not going to be able to reinforce quickly. Will this turn into a base race? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Ben's actually retreating with his Marines. Look at that, 1-1, or no, 2-2, almost done. And when that does finish, the Marines, even the Marines just popping out, are going to be able to do devastating damage to just the Mutalisks. It looks like all the Zerglings have been completely cleaned up. And speaking of being cleaned up, it looks like a counter-aggressive push with a fresh swell of reinforcing Zerglings, and Banelings is going to be able to clean up Ben's push, but that Time lost his 4th. He lost his 4th, and it looks like he's being forced to retreat with everything he's got. Oh no, where did those Mutalisks go? Okay, yeah, he still has 13 out on the field. Where are they? Over here, way on the left side. I was really worried. I saw some Widow Mines out on the field, and I was like, oh no, I missed 2 shots from a Widow Mine, and he lost all 13 of his Mutalisks. 3-3 already being started by Ben. Ben is really, really looking forward to bringing this into the late game, and that's definitely going to work in his advantage because Hive is just now being started for Time, so he's not going to be able to keep up with that advantage. And these Zerglings moving in here, you know, throwing themselves away, not being supported by those Mutalisks is definitely the sort of thing that Ben needs in order to clinch a victory. And at this point, I know I said the Time was pretty much in an advantageous position, but I feel like this constant aggression from Ben has definitely eked out an advantage for him. I feel like he's he's definitely being very aggressive against Time, and Time's having a hard time keeping his advantages, you know, in I don't know. He's having a hard time keeping the lead that he used to have. In fact, I'd say that lead is completely gone. With 3-3 already starting, Hive is going to be finishing a couple seconds, so we'll see what sort of transition Time can work towards. But with just this beautiful unit composition coming out from Ben, I mean, these Marines are doing a great job dancing away from the Baneling hits, and that Thor is providing a hell of a lot of powerful anti-air, to the point where Time has not really kept up on his Mutalisk production. He's lost too many Mutalisks, and he's only got 7 of them out on the field right now. The Thor does go down. Really nice Baneling hits on the north side. Good splits initially from Ben, but after that primary split, he never really followed through with it, and that's the sort of advantage that Time needs in order to clinch this. But look at that supply gap, 140 over 109, and the reason that the supply gap exists is because Ben is just constantly churning out units. 10 Marines on the production tab. 3-3 just now being started for Time. 3-3 about 75% done for Ben. Ultralisk Cavern being started too, so that's definitely going to get that's going to be an excellent choice for Time, provided that it actually gets out. I'm worried about Ben being so very aggressive in Time. I mean, he's got a lot of gas that he's not using because he keeps pouring it into these 40 Zerglings that are on the production tab right now. That's very mineral intense, but those units don't really counter these Marines. He's going to need a lot of Banelings. He's going to need Zerglings to make those Banelings, obviously, but he's also going to need creep spread in order to use those Banelings to the best of his advantage. And unfortunately, the engagements that need to happen are taking place off of creep. And Ben's just constant aggression is really just eking him out a very, very advantageous position. 2 Ultralisks on the production tab right now. 3-3 worlds away from finishing for Time, but almost done for Ben. And it looks like this push with all of these Marines is really going to be absolutely brutal. Not a lot of Banelings thrown into this mix. A lot of Zerglings, though. Have to be careful with the Widow Mines underfoot. Nice hit on the right side of the engagement, doing quite a lot of damage to those Zerglings, but plenty of them still remain. Not a lot of Mutalisks up in the air, and once again, Ben just showing us how really just nice splits. I like it a lot. Wow, barely surviving with the majority of his army, but again, that you can just look at the minimap. You can see all those units just swelling in. Zerglings trying to pick off the reinforcements, but even then, with 3-3 totally done for those Marines, they're not having a problem with pretty much anything. Ultralisks finally coming out on the field, but ooh, What sort of Marauder count can we expect from Ben? Obviously, Marauders are absolutely devastating against those Ultralisks, especially with those 3/3 upgrades. 6 Marauders out, also 2 Thors, which looks like they're going to be trundling with the reinforcing army. Plenty of medevacs also to support this. However, the 4th base has been taken, this time at the gold for time. 4th base was taken a long time ago for Ben, and he's mining very well. I mean, both players' economies are very strong at this point. However, time just hasn't been able to keep his army count up, and at 200 for Ben, at 112 for time, he's going to be pushing in here with just not enough to support these Ultralisks. They're so good, really good against this unit composition if they can engage in a strong location, but with the creep spread very minor at this place, and not enough Zerglings to actually support those Ultralisks, they do get cleaned up, and it looks like just barely Ben's going to be able to sink out a victory. He did have all of these guys back at home. I have a feeling that it was definitely going to be a shit show in just a couple of minutes as soon as Ben decided to use the bulk of his army, but he was playing it safe, only engaging in small little clusters at a time, and he definitely deserves this win. It was very, very nice. And like I said, Time's the one who's actually placed right now in this ladder at Masters, and Ben's the one who wasn't really playing placement matches as it seems. Game 1 goes to TAGG. Game 2 coming right at you in the clan war of NoN Esports versus Team Awesome Gamers. I'll see you there. I'm Ibigandscary. Oh yeah, if you have a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I'm Ibigandscary. Bye.